Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Well, morning for me anyway. For my co-hosts, it's afternoon. How's it going? Welcome to the Caffeinated or Die, the morning brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. Oh God, how's it going, guys? I'm so sorry. I was up late. I went to go see Spider-Man: Far From Home, and it was a very good movie. And it was date night, so. How's it going, Gabe?
Do you have a tendency of just going to watch movies like in the middle of the fucking night or something?
No, we tried to get it. We tried to go to an earlier show,
Well,
and it was full.
It was like that with what was that? Endgame. It's like, oh, we won't get out of Philadelphia till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. What the fuck? We don't even have any theaters out open that like.
Well, it was a midnight showing for Endgame, so it was still open. But Endgame is a 3 hour plus movie, so we got out at 3 a.m. No, we tried to go to an earlier show, but it was full. We tried to go to the next time, it was full. And then basically that was the 10:20 was the soonest that we could go. So
hold on, Matt.
Yes.
There's a terrible question in the chat.
Why does Antoine sound American?
You may have to reveal your tips and tricks to the crowd, Matt.
Ah, yes. I've been waiting for Gabe to find out. Gabe, I know you think I sound like this most of the time, but unfortunately that's not true. I was actually born in Southern California. Antoine is just a character. Why I think it's funny is because he called... Gabe, unfortunately, is one of the people that I don't... If someone tells me, you're a Brit and things like that, I just kind of let them believe it. Because I like to basically do the reveal. Hey, Zio Gold, long time no see, man.
Yes, Matt is a liberal.
I am not. Just because I'm from California doesn't mean that I'm a liberal. Good God.
He is the worst kind of far left-leaning, Antifa-supporting liberal. It is disgusting. Every day that I have to work with this man is a trial, a struggle, and a God's cursed tribulation. I am surprised by my own strength every moment I'm forced to interact with this horrific creature born out of far left ideology and Islamic sympathies.
Hey.
He's also a communist.
I have to say this, damn alien, fuck you. Oh God, I hate that word. I am not a hippie, sir. Fuck you.
Well, if he needs a low tie-dye and the outfit's complete.
Hold on. Even worse than the fact that he's a hippie that smells of patchouli and is a far left liberal.
Oh God. Alright, well, let's say hello to the people who are in the chat.
Patchouli and lemongrass.
So, Optimus Prime says he's first. He got to wait the longest with music and everything. How's it going, Optimus? Ben C is here. Yes, we were late. Very late, because Matt was up very, very late. Jesse Bug is in the chat. How's it going, Jesse? Vin, how's it going, buddy? Sparky, I'm not going to say good morning to you because you're in the fucking hangout.
Well, fuck you too, man.
How's it going, Cinder? And I'm not saying hello to Zach either.
I don't need your hellos to know that I'm amazing.
Well, good for you. Good morning, Sarah. Allie, how's it going? Let's see. Allie and Jesse are flirting back and forth. That's kind of dangerous. As we already said, good morning, Gabe. Sorry to let you in on the joke finally. Doc Griffin, good morning. How's it going? You're probably still up from IRS last night anyway, so, there's that. Damn Alien, good morning. Trying to see it. Zio Gold, like I said, long time no see, buddy. And good morning, Tonka Radio.
A very special hello and good morning, Tonka Radio. I see he has allergies as well. I would recommend Benadryl or something similar. It might help. It's what I take, but unfortunately it's spring, summer here in Mass, and The trees hate me.
Well, they do. I mean, you do try and cut them down as much as possible.
Fire's a good thing. So what have we got today?
Well, we have quite a few things. You did send me a few articles, and I was wondering if there was one that you wanted to read first. I mean, it's up to you. I know the last one that you sent me is kind of close to home.
We're actually going with the first one I sent you. We're just going to go down the line that way.
All right. All right, guys, this is big news. How's it going, Trash Fire? Long time no see, man. All right. Where's the thing? There it is.
You can tell that certain people don't watch our show and they think that counting my sniffs is going to insult me. Don't worry, Drunk. I will open the phone lines for you. You can come on. You can talk your trash. You can say whatever it is you need to get off your tiny little chest. And then you can go back to, I don't know, whatever trailer park you live in.
Is this the one that you wanted me to send? DHS to install incinerators at detention camps to deal with influx of soiled garments?
Indeed, that's the one.
Oof. Well, I mean, it is relevant. I mean, AOC has been calling them concentration camps. So.
Yeah, and that's actually the reason this is so important. Is that I'm not sure what the DHS is thinking, putting in incinerators to what the far left has so rightly termed concentration camps. I think it's just in poor taste. But let's go ahead and read the article.
All right, sounds good.
You have it up, right?
Yep.
All right, so amid calls for action from a plethora of doctors, politicians, and human rights advocates, the Department of Homeland Security on Tuesday unveiled a new initiative meant to address the increasingly dire conditions at several U.S. Customs and Border Protection detention facilities along the U.S.-Mexico border. It's come to our attention that detainees housed at some of our migrant detention facilities are unhappy with the standards of living provided them at the expense of American taxpayers, said DHS spokesperson Oscar Dolranker in an announcement during a Thursday morning press briefing at the agency's headquarters in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, operational protocols for these facilities were established during the Obama era, and therefore cannot be undone, Mr. Dolranker explained. When it comes to improving detainees' quality of life and standards of living, suffice to say, our hands are tied. Now, while the Department of Homeland Security and the Trump administration as a whole remain powerless to overturn an Obama-era directive to detain and separate migrant children from their families, DHS officials believe they found a final solution to the ongoing sanitation problem. In the coming weeks, state-of-the-art industrial incinerators will be installed at all border state CBP-run detention centers in an effort to facilitate the speedy disposal of soiled garments such as clothing and other textiles, spokesperson Dolranker said, before adding that due in part to budgetary constraints, trusted detainees, some as young as 11, will be tasked with operating the incinerators. As Americans, we're privileged in that we expect a very high standard of living, stressed one CBP official who oversees intake at a migrant detention center in Clint, Texas. To say these facilities are somehow substandard is deliberately misleading. This is not a five-star resort. It's a holding center for unaccompanied minors who made a conscious decision to alienate their families and flee their country of origin or enter the United States illegally and suckle from the teat of the American taxpayer. U.S. Customs and Border Protection, its parent agency, the Department of Homeland Security, have come under increasing scrutiny and make claims that migrant children are being subjected to extremely cold temperatures, lights on 24 hours a day, and no adequate access to medical care, basic sanitation, water, or adequate food. DHS officials on Tuesday vehemently dismissed such allegations, saying the decision to install industrial incinerators was largely due to mounting complaints from locals about a foul odor emanating from the camps.
So, whoa. All right, so what you're saying is that not only are they bringing in incinerators, but they're having children work them? I mean, I don't
think that's a problem, though. Like, I honestly don't see an issue with that. These people need to learn that the best way to get the American dream is to work. You know, and so they bring in, you put you to work, you learn a trade. I mean, these kids will learn incinerator mechanics by the time they're 13. It'll be easy. Their lives are set. They're golden. They can go to any incineration facility in the United States and be able to work there with no problem.
I mean, that works, I guess. Are they going to pay them, or is it going to help them get closer and closer to being back or being allowed legally into the country, or is it just kind of basically what they're doing?
From my own exterior research, it seems like at first they'll not be paying them. I mean, we're training you. We're not going to pay you to be trained. All right, that's not how that works. This is America. You have to learn things. That's another one, Tonka. You can throw that on the sniff count board. If somebody actually wants to help me keep track, I don't know where I'm at. So if I could get that number DM'd to me at the end, that'd be fantastic. I'd like to know what I achieved. I'm going to try to think about it, though, because I don't want to, like, fake the sniffs. I don't want to, I don't want to screw it up. That's a little weird, the count out. But I think it's good that we have these children being trained, though, to work things like incinerators or vent regulation systems, that sort of thing. I think the more kids we have trained on how to dig large ditches or, clean out incinerators after they've had organic matter thrown in them, I think the more we go with that, the better off these hopefully new citizens will be.
So you're saying this is kind of like an internship?
Very much an internship.
All right.
An internship that has dire consequences should you fail. I mean, if you make a mistake during this sort of, during, let's call it an incineratorship, if you make a mistake during your incineratorship, you might be incinerated. I'm sure there'll be a large number of casualties in the beginning, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, yeah, that could be bad. Especially if too many of them get caught up in it. I mean, how you said as young as 11 or as old as 11?
11. I think the cutoff age is probably going to be about 10. I mean, anything younger than that, their body just isn't developed enough to be able to move the large levers and be able to handle multi-button pressings at the same time. I mean, you have to get to a certain age where finally your musculature is pushed in enough that you can move large levers and be able to divert pressure flow from one end to the other. I mean, it's pretty important here. Child labor is a real sketchy thing. There's not a lot of studies that have gone on about it, but the CBP is making leaps and bounds in figuring this out. They really are.
Oh well, I'm glad that I'm glad they're being put to work at least. I mean, it gives them something to do other than being sitting around all day doing nothing and
well, it's part of
drinking out of toilets.
It's part of their new program, though. The new program is Jingo. I don't know if you've heard of this. It's jobs for immigrants, not geeks overseas. And what they're doing is they're trying to pull as many of the jobs back here. So they're going to train them in things like incinerator technology, plumbing, ditch digging, road building, that sort of thing. So we have an influx of people here who can handle a lot of unpleasant jobs we might normally farm out to other companies, other people, that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
Again, that's Jingo, jobs for immigrants, not geeks overseas. Now, you might argue that I'm such an F, that's kind of a throwaway word. We don't really worry about that.
Well, it's like adding an acronym of the or of in it. So I can see that.
So, Sparky Taylor, I want to get your opinion here.
Okay.
You're a native, and your people have unfortunately seen some of the dark end of the government. I just want to know, what do you think about this? What's your perspective?
Oh. Well, as far as the native tribes, they've kind of disavowed the government, and I know my tribe is actually doing pretty good, Cherokees, because the simple fact of right now they're actually renegotiating the treaty contract to get more sovereignty. So I don't really think most of the Indian nations don't care what the U.S. government does.
Do you think that this new child labor, I guess this inaction of child labor now, do you think it's going to have any effect on the Cherokees' bid for sovereignty?
No.
Well, thank you for that rousing response.
Well, I mean, that was
a dark subject.
It is a dark subject.
I don't want to give the kid any crap. I mean, there's a lot to think about, and he doesn't want to speak, erroneously when he's speaking to the Cherokee Nation. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that. Matt, what do you think as the whitest person on this particular show? How do you feel about this?
What?
Do you feel like it's a privilege to be able to work that young?
I mean, I have my hand firmly in the air, fingers pointed straight out, that I think this is a good idea. I just don't know what's going to happen if they get stuck in there. I mean, they don't really speak that well. There's a lot of loud noises. Do we understand if someone is actually going to be, paying attention to them, or is it just the doors?
I'm under the impression, because I've talked to several people about this story, and I called some contacts and whatnot. I'm under the impression that if someone is stuck in there, they will rouse the entire block to go and help them.
And just put them all in there, right?
Yeah, well, they'll all help each other to get them loose. They'll all be able to come out simultaneously.
But I mean, the door has to be timed, right? Lock them in there and just turn it on.
Whoa, what do you mean locking it? We're not locking anyone anywhere.
We're not locking them in there.
No, this is a detainee facility for undocumented citizens. It's nothing to do with crime or anything like that. Obviously, anyone crossing the border semi-legally is not a bad person. They just wanted to have a better life. So we're not locking anyone anywhere. It's just an incineration facility to get rid of dirty laundry. It's a final solution for some problems.
Well, I mean, depending on how you spin it, technically that could be considered dirty laundry.
Whoa, hold on. I don't speak for anyone in particular, obviously, but I don't think using the word spin is really a good look right now. The optics on that word are bad. We prefer to say that our point of view is that dirty laundry could be so many things. Notice that we use the words things like garments, textiles, and the like. Organic material burns really well. Let's just leave it at that. I think we have more stories to go through.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, all right. I understand. We want to walk away from the concentration camps. It's a bad topic right now. I mean, AOC is putting it out there pretty badly that we're just forcing these people to stay there when they can just turn around and walk away. But we'll move on. We'll move on. You want to go to the next one?
Yeah. Did one of you want to read the next story?
Sure, I'll do it. I think this is, this is very prominent, especially with what's been going on and how they keep talking about, how meddling in the election is a bad thing.
All right.
Israeli company says self-destructing body cameras could prevent fatal police shootings. They're not wrong. I mean, you hit the button, things kind of explode, and there's...
I'm immediately sketchy here. Who has control of that button?
Well, I would think the person who has the button, or who has the body camera, would be in control of it. You put it on a... You put it on a vest, right? You put it on their vest, and they go...
I'm just worried about what happens if someone of, say, a foreign persuasion to get their hands on this button.
Well, is it a big red button?
I'm just wondering someone who perhaps does not have the police's best interest at heart gets their hands on this, as you just said, big red button.
All right, well, let's get into this article and see what they say. Tel Aviv. A major supplier of weapons and equipment from the Israeli Defense Forces is offering a possible solution to curb fatal shootings committed by police officers in the United States. The Righteous Observer is a lightweight, low-profile, waterproof, tactile body camera capable of recording audio and video at up to 4K resolution, which is really important. We got to get their faces definitely on there. I mean, did you know they're already coming out with 8K resolution? Avaram Katzman, founder and CEO of Gabriel Solutions, told The Guardian. What were you going to say, Taylor?
I was going to say, yeah, they've got 8K coming out, but it's like totally useless.
Well, yeah, for right now, because there's nothing that's being produced in 8K.
Even then, you cannot tell the difference between 4 and 8. It's just so detailed and fine. I mean, unless you got a microscope, then you can.
Yeah. All right. What sets the Righteous Observer apart from other high-end body cameras on the market today is that it is essentially impossible to turn off. What we've done is embed about 30 grams of an explosive known as RDX into the frame of the camera. Katzman explained, if the device is out of range or its receiver is either switched off or removed, the result is immediate detonation.
If I can interrupt for just a brief second here.
Yeah.
Man Squatch had a great question. He wants to know if these were made by the Alabama University Advanced Kinetic Automatic Recordings Lab, or IUACAR. They were not, but they were made in close association with them.
Yeah, very close, very close.
And Damn Alien asks, shouldn't we be giving the button? The criminals would otherwise be shot by the police. That may be something in the works, but let's finish the story out. Then we'll go into the things I've discovered as part of this.
Yeah. Despite containing near trace amounts of explosive material, field tests conducted by Israeli forces in the West Bank and Gaza Strip show that when detonated, the Righteous Observer packs enough explosive force to punch a softball-sized hole through a concrete wall. With the Righteous Observer, not only do you see a rapid decrease in misconduct within your ranks, but at the same time, you have a significant increase in accountability, Katzman said.
You know, I feel it's misleading. I really do. See, a softball's not that big.
Well, no, the baseball is small.
I mean...
Yeah, but if this is on you...
And there are different kinds of concrete. Some concrete's very soft.
Someone to even say it's a quick setting concrete.
I mean, it's I don't know. I just feel like that's very misleading. They have some amazing, best technology these days. I don't think it's nearly as bad as it sounds. All right, I just think that using words like softball sized and identifiers like concrete, I just think that's a bad idea. We should avoid such concrete terminology. Really, we should.
All right. Well, I'm just reading the article. Esther Alperstein, Director of Public Relations for Gabriel Solutions, told Real News Right Now that in 2015, the company provided a Palestine Red Crescent Society, a humanitarian organization that delivers emergency medicine and ambulance services to the Gaza Strip, with over 200 Righteous Observer body cameras at no charge. It's our way of giving back to the community, says Alperstein, adding that since then, the camera's success rate has topped out at nearly 100%. The Righteous Observer has yet to make landfall in the United States, but a number of police departments, including Baton Rouge and Bakersfield, California, have already contacted Gabriel Solutions to express an interest in the cameras. So, I mean, it sounds like they're heading to the States. That's a good thing. So, I mean, softball sized, it depends on the person. Like, if it's someone like Opal, that softball is going to blow a really big hole through her.
I mean, yeah. If you're 5'9", you weigh 165 during the height of your career. I mean, yeah, I could see where that softball would be a pretty big impact, But most of our police officers are significantly larger than that. Remember, when you have a diet that consists mostly of coffee, donuts, and an exercise regime that's mostly of you and your car, you develop a lot of mass.
Yeah.
You develop a lot of mass. And I think softball is very misleading. I think that makes it sound much larger than it is.
But we also have to take into consideration where the cameras are going to be.
Well, it's usually upper shoulder.
Yeah, so I mean, we're taking out their shoulder, part of their lung. I mean, they can survive.
You can easily survive with only one lung. I mean, that's a constant thing. They'll have to lose some weight, but they can definitely be okay.
So,
hey,
yeah.
Matt, I think your hangouts is stuck on Anti-Hero.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Well, I'm just saying I'm watching the playback, and it's like it has not moved from Anti-Hero at all.
Well, I am pretty awesome.
There we go.
Want me to drop and jump back in?
No, it's fine. I fixed it.
All right. Awesome.
It is no NBD, no big deal. All right, so
I think this is a great idea, frankly. I think it's a fantastic idea to put these. I think the terminology they use in the article was a little much, but I think it's a great idea, and I agree with them. Alien, we should be distributing these buttons to people in normal cities. We should give these buttons out. They should be able to come to the police station. They should be able to sign their name in a book, pick up one of these buttons, and then be able to go back out in the population. I think that would be a great way to keep these police officers from doing terrible things to the public.
Yeah, I mean, that works. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I know that if you send this into a couple of let's say Oakland or someplace in New York, I know there's a lot of people that are going to have a lot of fun with those buttons. I mean,
look, anything that stops the police officers from, really just oppressing the minorities is a good idea. Sparky, you're a local minority representative. How do you feel about these?
Well, I mean, it would be a good idea, but you gotta be careful just not to hand these buttons out just willy-nilly to everyone. I mean, I think there needs to be a background process and stuff like that. Kind of like, registering for a firearm.
well, I mean, I don't think we need to have them register who has control of the buttons. Because if they have control of the buttons, they know who to go after.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it wouldn't be open up to, well, it'd be kind of the reverse. It wouldn't be open up to, well, never mind, that wouldn't work. I was going to say, don't have it open up to where the police have access to it, but the public does, kind of like reverse of what the federal registry is for firearms for people, for normal civilians. But, yeah.
I mean, I look at it as if you have them register who has control of the button, it basically gives the police an incentive to really do that search and seizure stuff.
On top of that, the whole point of this is to equalize the playing field for people like undocumented citizens. And to be able to make them document themselves kind of defeats the purpose of them being undocumented, don't you think?
That's a good point. Ray Stone does say this is more of a "you're fired" arm instead of a firearm, so that's
exactly.
No, Zio Gold. I have not seen Angry Aussie's latest video. I've been dealing with a couple of things on my own, which I will be releasing something later today. But
if you send us a link, though, we'll check it out after the stream.
Yeah. Wow, we have a bunch of new people in the chat, so I guess we should say hello, should we?
I may have done a bad thing.
And what did you do?
I may have tweeted out that the greatest wrestler of all time was in our chat. People should come say hi.
Oh.
I mean, he is. He is the greatest wrestler of all time. Just ask him.
Well, Lo-Fi is here. How's it going, Lo? Long time no see. I don't know what...
No, hold up. Now I'm actually agreeing with the chat. Who's beeping?
Now, I don't hear any beeps.
No, I'm hearing a beep. I just heard it was very loud. Who's doing that? Whoever you are, stop it. Stop it now. Stop it.
I don't hear a beep.
You motherfuckers. Driving me crazy with beeping sounds.
Cree Rose, how's it going? Slacking Games, good morning. Well, morning for me anyway. Don't know about anybody else. Blood Toker, I think that's Brooke. How's it going?
Jessica... No, it's not Brooke.
No?
Trust me.
Okay, well,
yeah, no,
good.
It's one of Tonka's fans.
Oh, okay. Good morning, Jessica H. Alt Centrist, good morning. Where am I?
Remember, #mute Sparky.
#mute Sparky? I mean, that is a good one. Water Jabbers, good morning.
I definitely need to be muted.
And good morning, Mr. Kerwin. I think... Aircraft Sparky, how's it going, buddy?
So I think we're at that... Are we at that point where we open the phone lines now?
Not yet. We got enough time for one more article. We do it at the second half of the show.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since we've done this show. You've been lazy.
Well, I have stuff I have to do.
Sparky.
Yes.
Do you want to read about the U.S. Army dropping U.S. from the name, or do you want to read about Bernie Sanders?
Oh man, that's a tough choice.
It is.
I'll leave that decision up to the chat.
Well, chat, what do you want to hear Sparky talk about? The U.S. Army or Bernie Sanders? Or I can just sniff a lot more. I mean, that seems to be going over really well. There it was again.
What are you talking about?
That fucking beeping.
Dude, I swear to God, I don't hear a beep.
One of you is making a beep noise. One of you is making a goddamn beep noise. It's not just me. The chat hears it too. Either that or they're helping me go crazy.
They might be helping you go crazy. Doc wants to hear wants to hear about both, I guess, but we'll go with. Do you want to go with Bernie? I want to go with Bernie just because I love the picture.
All right, Sparky, you're reading the Bernie story.
Okay.
Do you need a link?
No, I've got the link.
All right.
Just let me get pulled up.
Well, I will read the title for you. Bernie Sanders launches GoFundMe after tour van is stolen outside of the debate. Cinder Shadow says, Sparky, replace your fire alarm battery.
I know I'm not insane.
Are you the one? Are you the one that's beeping?
It's Sparky.
Not me.
Your thing flashes up whenever it goes off.
I'm not a big brain intellectual, so I mean, I wouldn't have a beeping behind me.
Oh yeah, Ray Stone wants to point out that it was not stolen. It was redistributed. Water Jabbers, the way you become a mod is very simple. You have to be a co-host. So that's that one.
Okay, so Miami. Presidentially hopeful Bernie Sanders has his Ford Ecoline tour van stolen from outside the Democratic debate Thursday night. Sources close to the presidential hopefully confirmed. Let me be clear. It's not just the van I lost. I also lost my acoustic guitar, laptop, all my merchandise, and a binder that outlines my entire fiscal plan, as well as some sick looks. It's an emotional Bernie Sanders standing on the street corner, alternating his gaze in each direction. But I don't blame the criminal that did this. Poverty is what drives crime, and if the government had tried to help the lower class with jobs and education, then I wouldn't have lost my damn CDs.
Oh, I feel bad. He lost the CDs. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean, some people just want to stay retro. I mean, they don't want to go new age.
All right, Sparky, they're saying the beep is coming from you because every time there's a beep, your face flashes on screen.
I don't know what they mean.
You don't hear a beep?
The chat's going crazy. I mean, it's
I think
not.
you have a smoke alarm going bad.
No, I don't.
I'm in a Starbucks, so it can't be me.
Well, yeah.
You're at a Starbucks?
Yeah.
Really?
You basic bitch.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when your shitty landlord refuses to pay any bills.
Well, I mean, it's better. At least it's better internet than you usually have, so that's good.
It is significantly better than the internet I usually have.
All right, continue on, Sparky.
Sanders said he would be starting a grassroots campaign through popular crowdsourcing sites GoFundMe in hopes of recouping the cost of the van and valuables inside. Honestly, I feel it was the day the Supreme Court upheld the Citizens United decisions. We need to get more money out of politics and get into this GoFundMe account so I can make it into the next debate, said Sanders, becoming visibly frustrated. We need a revolution of millions of people coming together and donating $5, $10, or $20 to my GoFundMe.
I cannot agree with donating to Bernie Sanders' GoFundMe.
Yep. And who knows, I might even go into the helping get free education for all young minorities. Sanders is not the first politician to face major setbacks on the campaign trail. Dennis Kushon famously had a delay at this screen printing factory, which led to an entire presidential tour with no merchandise, which many experts believe lost him the election. Senator Sanders will certainly recover from this. It is just a small bump in the road, said the politician. Strategist Kerry McGrath. But since he had been sleeping in the van while on his campaign tour, he suddenly needs a place to crash every night. So until he gets a new van, he will be sleeping on the futon in my living room. I know my wife is going to be pissed. Sanders advisors remain optimistic that he will return to the campaign trail stronger than ever. Motherfucking shit fucks, I just realized my Fugazi tapes was in there, said Sanders.
Oh, no.
Photo.
Fugazi was right. Yeah. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad for Bernie. I really do. Losing all of his stuff. It's really bad when you lose, all your CDs, your mixtapes, your sick lyrics. So
I don't think Bernie's retro enough because I actually got records and 8 tracks.
You still rock 8 tracks?
I mean, all you just did there was prove that you're worse than Bernie. I'm not sure why you said that.
No. Music on a record player is better than anything on a CD or an MP3. I mean, really, have you tried listening to a CD on a record player?
Are you also a
It
socialist?
doesn't work. No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure I'm not a socialist.
Have you checked? How do you feel about bread lines?
They're stupid.
Okay, I just had to make sure. You sure they're not a good thing?
I mean, I honestly think they're a good thing. Bernie thinks they're a good thing.
I'm disgusted by your rhetoric.
I'm a retro person. I sit here and fix old Macintoshes and Commodore 64s, Ataris. I mean, come on. They made good shit back in the day. They make shit now.
Well, records do sound better than CDs, I have to admit. So, all right, we got one more. And then after that, I'm pretty sure it'll be time to open the phone lines. So, let's see. Do you want me to read it, or do you want to take it, Zach?
This one's all you because I have another story that if we have time for it, I'd like to read, but only if we have time.
Okay.
The phone lines come first.
All right. Let me pull this up then. Oop. All right. U.S. Army to drop U.S. from the name over past links to slavery. Washington. Since 1775, the United States has had an army, and for most of those 244 years it has been called the United States Army. But now, the service will drop the words and initials from its title, calling itself simply Army, and a radical rebranding campaign that some hope will distance Army from what a senior Army leader said was a history not reflective of our current values. Acting Secretary of Army Ryan McCarthy told reporters that former NFL quarterback and Army historian Colin Kaepernick had recently found countless examples of troubling behavior engaged in by the United States, including racism, slavery, genocide, and inappropriate touching. I think he's talking about Biden. I'm not sure. After examining the evidence presented by Mr. Kaepernick, we decided we cannot ask our soldiers of color to wear the name of a country which enslaved their ancestors or tell our LGBTQIAAP service members to display the flag of the place which enacted Don't Ask, Don't Tell, McCarthy said. Kaepernick is currently leading another internal Army investigation over historical links between the United States and a white supremacist group called the Confederate States of America. According to McCarthy, Army will terminate its long-term relationship with the United States as soon as Army can find another sponsor willing to finance its $182 billion operations, such as China or Google. We deeply regret the damage that may have hurt our soldiers from having to wear the United States flag or call themselves United States soldiers, McCarthy added. This can only distract from our mission of blowing the shit out of Iran and Canada. Army Chief of Staff General Mark Milley has announced that among the new changes coming, Army will be replacing the U.S. flag patch that all soldiers wear with the rainbow flag in the spirit of inclusion. In addition, the seal of Army will replace the words United States with empowerment and diversity, which Milley said are the real heroes of today's Army. While the President will still remain Commander-in-Chief, Army has asked Congress to amend the Constitution to read, "The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States." As part of the rebranding campaign, all Army history prior to July 2019 will now be referred to as Army Legends, but will not be regarded as official Army canon. Milley added that one immediate benefit was that, unlike all of the other services, Army can now boast that it has absolutely no history of sexual assault. I mean, that's actually pretty clever, if you ask me.
I'm reading the chat.
Okay.
And, I think at this point we should probably remind our viewers that 90% of the stories we read on this particular show are satire.
Yeah. All real news right now. Hard times. God, you make us break the immersion. I get it.
I know, but there are a few people in the chat who are getting legitimately concerned, beginning to wonder if this was real articles here. No, we don't do real articles here. Very rarely do we do real articles. Mostly we do comedy and satire.
And if it is a real article, it's supposed to be funny. But yeah, we do talk about relevant stuff every once in a while.
Yeah, a lot of it's just to poke fun at the satire articles. We treat them as real and just go in at them. Oh yeah, this is what it is. This is real news.
Well, stop explaining it. You're killing the joke now, Sparky. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I'm the joke killer. I mean, come on.
God, he's reloading the pistol. So I think this is that moment that they've been waiting for. The chat's desperate for.
Well, Smart Pig, that's why you're called Smart Pig. If you couldn't figure out it, that's satire in two sentences in. All right, so hold on just a second. I need to bring something up because not many people know it. All right, so this is the time we open up the phone lines. And there are two ways that you can get in on this show, and two ways alone. You can either message me on Discord, or message me in DMs, and I will send you a link. Really simple. So, this is the Twitter that you need to send the DMs to, because my other one is still appealing that dumbass tweet. So, for the foreseeable future, I will be on H. Guildless.
To answer Blood Toker's question, you could call your local Starbucks. Unfortunately, I'm incognito at this local Starbucks, so it's very difficult to find me.
So, all right. And just to let you guys know, DMs are open, so there's nothing that you can, no need to follow or anything like that. You can just DM. I don't care if you follow or not. So, and you can
keep in mind, this is a limited time show, so you won't be able to be on for 10, 15, 20 minutes, but we can give you a good 5.
You can come on and talk to us about any of the articles that we read. You can talk to us about anything you want. You can even come on and try and rail us. It doesn't matter. Even Zell. And that's saying something. Hey, Rakist, what's up? I mean, Smart Pig, if you want to, you can come on and you know, give Zach a hard time. We were talking about Bernie Sanders getting his van stolen, Rakist. And the U.S. is going to be dropping, the U.S. Army is going to be dropping U.S. out of the title. It's very, very saddening. But, I mean, It is what it is. Oh, see, even Sarah is telling you got to fix your smoke detector, Sparky.
Hey, it's not me. Like I said, I'm not a big brain intellectual.
What?
Well, don't you know all big brain intellectuals have a beat behind them?
This could be bad for me.
I mean, do I need to start getting a beep? Or
That was not. That was an insult. He was insulting me. He said you're beeping.
I'm not beeping though.
Beeping. Now I'm confused. Which one of you is it? Is it me? Was I the beeper this entire time? My world's shattered.
Damn Alien says Sparky is hanging out at Pinoid's house. Okay, someone let me in on the joke.
Okay, fine. I'll explain the joke. So yes, it's me beeping. I mean, I've got the clever beep right here.
No, Sparky, I'm not dumb enough to not know that you have your fucking soundboard up. I'm just trying to get what's the joke behind the beep?
It's Pinoid.
Oh. Well, I mean, Pinoid is a joke, so what's the point?
Well, whenever he went up against Tonka, he had that fire detector going off in the back. He made up every excuse in the world not to go change it.
Really? Not changing the fire? All right.
That's a joke?
Yeah.
This is a shit tier joke. And I've told some shit tier jokes in my day.
$20. $20 from Ben C. Will you ever live stream Minecraft since the YouTube algorithms have it going strong and now more popular than Fortnite? If I live stream Minecraft, it's going to be on my gaming channel. Since I got the upgrades, I can do it. I haven't been able to really. I've been playing Bloodstained, which is actually really fun. So. I'm hearing a lot of cowardice and stuff in the chat, but no one has hit me up in DMs or Discord. So don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. This is an open call. We don't care who you are. Lo-Fi, if you want to come on, you can come on. Zell, seriously, if you want to come on and talk some shit, come on. And for anybody else who wants to come on and talk shit, stop being a bitch in the chat and come on. I don't care. I don't know what y'all like. I'm not in part of this, so I'll let you guys.
I'm just not entirely certain why, when they were invited, they don't come on.
Well, that's.
But it's okay.
Because
we can go ahead and, we've given them plenty of time. We'll go ahead and close the phones. I have one more big story.
Hang on.
Zell, you gotta send.
Huh?
Go ahead.
What if they can't get a hold of you?
I said how to get a hold of me.
Our Twitters are both completely open for DMs.
So is mine.
Yeah.
So how would they not be able to get a hold of us? That doesn't make sense. Our DMs are totally open. They could message either one of us.
So I'll put the Twitter up again. So if you want to come on, you DM me there. And Zell, you already have me DM'd, so you can come on. All you have to do is request it. And since none of you are actually on the Discord server who want to come on and calling people cowards, just the link is down below if you want to join. Nope, my account's still up. Cole Spire is up too. It's just I'm appealing a tweet that I refuse to delete. Thrax, I don't care if he doesn't have Twitter. There's a link to my Discord down below, and he can come on there, and I will send him a link. You see, there are ways around it. But it's glad to see you back, buddy. After all the things that you said you were going to do and you decided to show up.
On
Finally.
top of that, you're right. Tonka doesn't have Twitter, but every single one of his fans has Twitter. You have Twitter, Frax.
Actually, Frax has been off of Twitter for 3 months.
Does he have a Twitter account still?
He never shut it down.
Then
and
he
only
has
had one.
Twitter now, doesn't he, Sparky?
He got rid of it, so.
Okay, you're missing my point entirely, and you know it. He's got tons of people who have been standing him all week and more who have accounts that can help him out. So if he's going to try and play like, well, there's no way for me to get in contact with you, nah, that's BS. Look, man, this is the constant game that gets played all the time. If you don't go to him, he doesn't show. You have to go to him and humble yourself on his platform. You have to give him the airtime. You have to give him all the clicks and the views. You have to go there, and so where he can take his overcharged mic and talk over you the whole time. Come on, man. Like, silly? Seriously? Dude, okay. Whatever floats your boat there, homie. He's the greatest wrestler of all time. Never defeated. Of course, I mean, you're right. Technically, you can't be beaten when you don't show up.
How's it going,
So
Scuba Steve?
Say what?
I said hello to Scuba Steve.
All right. So I think we got one more story before we shut it down there, Matt.
All right. Lines are still open even with this going on, so.
This is the story. It's titled A Trail of Self-Sabotage. Listen closely. This is a story of a wheelchair-bound cripple who likes to start fights on the internet, who gets trolled to the point of wanting to rage quit, and even challenge people to fight him in real life. But that's only where the cringe begins, because it gets better when anyone takes him up on his offer to fight. He either backs down, makes excuses as to why he can't fight, or simply declares victory by saying his opposition forfeited or backed out of the fight themselves. Sound familiar? This cringe then grows to unimaginable proportions when you learn that everyone can see through his bullshit, except for him, of course, and a small handful of his fans. With no self-awareness and limited intelligence, this crippled wrestler, LARPing as an MMA fighter who also claims to own 15 businesses, will desperately try to get you to see his successful life the way he sees it in his mind, without any tangible proof of his claims. He currently goes by the online handle Tonkasaw, and he believes himself to be undefeated in just about everything. Now, this article is a bit older. I believe he's going by Tonka Radio now. Tonkasaw claims to be unmatched in debate, trolling, martial arts, wrestling, e-fame, and yes, he even believed himself to be the ultimate alpha male who has sexual access to every female in the world. Unprovoked and unsolicited, he'll spin you a tale about his personal and professional success. He'll also tell you about how many cars, businesses, and houses he's bought. And if you're lucky, and happen to catch him on a day when he's feeling more insecure than usual, he may just try to convince you he's got a 9-inch cock. If you challenge him to prove any of his claims or disagree with anything he has to say, then you expect him to become completely unhinged. At that point, he may just resort to outright slander, libel, character assassination, doxing, threats of physical violence, and much like a crazy ex, he'll obsess over you for months and even years, plotting his revenge against you. Now, this is where you would think it ends, but it doesn't. Now, this article does get much darker, and I'm going to skip over parts of it because there's parts that even I don't feel good about putting out there. As much as I may not like Tonka, I have no desire to get into that level of nasty. So we're going to skip ahead just a little bit. So once upon a time, there was a young wrestler performing the name Robbie Vio. He dreamed of one day becoming a big-time wrestler. But the universe had other plans for everyone's favorite Donga Fight You IRL LARPer. You see, Tonkasaw lacked the skill and physical ability to adequately perform in the amateur wrestling scene, which resulted in a tragic accident during practice one day where Tonkasaw injured his neck and spinal column, thus ending his less than lucrative Walmart parking lot wrestling career. Wallowing in a pool of despair, anger, and regret, Donga began lashing out his own family, friends, and former colleagues. He even spent hours on Facebook venting his frustration to people he felt had abandoned and betrayed him. His pride and dignity were shot to nothing, and his amateur wrestling career was forever lost. Imagine on top of all that you're also an idiot. Imagine everything happened because you couldn't get along with your family and coworkers or friends. Now you have a YouTube channel where you LARP like you've never LARPed before. Some people buy it. Life's looking up. Then imagine some Chandler bags come along and tear all that down by telling the entire world that you're a LARPing soy boy bitch in a wheelchair who's afraid to show your current face in a live stream, who cowers away from every IRL fight that he then starts, and has burned every worthwhile bridge in social media, all while failing in life yet again. If you can envision any of that, you've just experienced the life of Tonkasaw. Now, this is an actual thing on the internet, by the way. If you go to tonkasaw.com, you can read all about it, including the parts I chose not to read. Again, there's certain parts of Tonka's life that I just don't think it's cool to go into. So that's not my thing.
We do have callers. We're gonna take the first one first. Good morning. Welcome to Caffeinated or Die with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. How's it going, Zell?
Hey! I hope you guys can hear me on my speaker. I'm driving.
Hold on just a second. Aircraft Sparky, I'm gonna mute you until Zell's done, and then we'll pull you on. All right?
Yeah, I own a car, jackass. Let's not go there. Look, man. Sparky, you're gonna be a retarded stepchild no matter where you go. But you're my retarded stepchild. Don't let any fuckies get into your head and convince you that you had it bad over here, but you'll have it great over there. They're making you look like a fucking moron. So I'm a little pissed off at you. You're a
what?
Dumbass. You're a dumbass. Was that clear? I'm on speaker, but can you hear me?
I can't hear you, but what the fuck are you talking about?
You're a dumbass. Put it together in your head. You're hanging out with the wrong crew that's making you look like a moron and talking sweet nothings in your ear. Don't trust them. That's my warning. Done. Zach, you make cringy ass shit. Stop responding to them. Antoine, it's good to see you. You seem to be doing okay. You guys have a great day.
All right, Zell. Have a good one, man.
Sounds so. Drive safe, man.
The fuck is he talking about?
All right, Aircraft Sparky, you gotta unmute yourself.
Hey, how's it going?
Welcome to Caffeinated or Die with Matt, Zach, and Tay. How's it going, Aircraft Sparky?
Man, it's a great day and it's gonna get better. I'm sitting here watching all the cringe in the chat, people talking shit to you and not coming on, and I don't know why. I mean, I'm on a 7-day suspension on Twitter for not having a chin and being an asshole to SJWs, and I'm still here.
Was not having a chin actually in the report?
No. It's just that seems to be the joke because I'm an old fat body. I
was gonna be amazed at just how precise Twitter got there.
Yeah, that's a little harsh there, dude. Like, Twitter suspends you for not having a chin. That's fucked up.
Well,
usually they don't even tell you what really happened. They're just like, these tweets got you in trouble, and you're like, okay, maybe I see that's a little sketchy, but for you, they're like, no, you have no chin.
Yeah, you have no chin. Fucking go. And I'm like, God damn it, okay. Can I appeal it? No. They were like, send new pictures proving the existence of chin, and I'm like, I can prove the existence of 12 chins, but not just a singular chin.
Oh, well, I mean, they only wanted proof of one chin, not 12, so you kind of threw more of it out there than they needed.
Yeah, I guess so. It is what it is.
All right, so what can we do for you, Aircraft Sparky?
Not a goddamn thing, man. I just wanted to come on and actually add a little bit instead of you going, hey man, we need people to call in, and no one actually called in. I see Tonka Radio. I mean, he who shall not be named radio in your chat. I find it quite interesting. AP calls him out, says, hey, come on to my show, and well, he doesn't do it, and he's sitting here trolling your chat.
I don't care.
It's a comfort zone thing. I can understand that. People like to play where they have the home field advantage, and when you know for a fact that your mic is set to overpower anyone else's, when you know that your Hangouts and your Discord is set where you're in complete control, you feel more comfortable in that environment. I understand. He's got to pick his battles. Eventually he'll pick one, but he's got to pick his battles.
What's even more funny is that Ethot Vamp, that supposedly it's dating, has been begging people on Twitter to buy her cigarette butts, like anyone wants that AIDS-laced bullshit.
Now, hold on, Aircraft Sparky. This is my own personal thing. You're free to say whatever you like. I just want to make it clear that I have no problem with Van.
Oh no, I don't have any problem with her either. I just
She's
think
been
it's
nothing but nice
disgusting
to me. So
that she wants
I mean,
to sell her cigarette butts. That's kind of disgusting.
I think it's more along the lines of she's
She could be joking. I mean, don't get me wrong.
it is joking. I think it's just the joke on basically, selling of the gamer
e-thought
bathwater.
water?
Yeah, the e-thought water.
Yeah.
my issues have been fairly well stated, I think, several times now. Once in a recent cringe track I produced.
Well, one of the people that you were on that you were talking about in the track is in the chat. I mean, he can come on too. Actually, two people on that track were in the chat.
See, I wasn't even gonna make that track if he had actually talked to me like he said he was going to. But he kept wanting to move goalposts and change the rules on how we were gonna talk. So, and then he canceled entirely. I mean, what do you do?
That seems to follow a pattern, doesn't it?
It's the group. It's the group.
Well,
So later on, if you are the kind of person to listen to talk radio, which by all means feel free to do so, you're allowed to listen to whatever you want. I don't know. I do know. So Taylor and Matt both, we are all believers, and you listen to whatever the hell you want. No one should be pushed off the web for what they believe. So if you are listening to Tonka Radio, I am guaranteeing that you will later hear how we were so mean to Tonka that we didn't let him on, that we prevented him from speaking to us, and that's not his fault why he didn't, show up. But, I mean, what can you say? What can you do? He's got to pick his fights, and he didn't pick this one, that's all. And I'm a little sad that he didn't pick this one. I was looking forward to it for my Sunday afternoon.
Well,
I'm actually kind of hurt.
Well, we do have another caller. Is there anything else we can do for you, Aircraft?
Oh man, you'll have a great day. And
You as well.
have fun.
All right, man. Have a good one. All right. Sarah, you have to unmute yourself. There you go. Thank you for calling The Morning Brew with... thank you for calling Caffeinated or Die, The Morning Brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. What can we do for you, caller?
Well, first of all, I want to say, Zach, I'm so sorry your Sunday's going to be very boring. I would, if you weren't on the other side of the country, I'd say, you could come over and keep me company while I'm baking this afternoon.
I'm getting late in about 3 hours.
Oh, you're fine then. You're happy. So anyway, I have a really, really, really important question to ask Matt.
Yes.
Matt.
Yeah.
Matt.
What?
Matt. Kitten.
You found a kitten?
I haven't found a kitten. I just want to get a kitten.
You want a kitten?
I want to get 2 kittens. I want 2 kittens.
Okay.
Can we get kittens?
Yes, we can get kittens.
Awesome. Okay, that was my question. See, it was really important. Bye. Oh, love you, baby.
Love you too. Apparently, I'm getting kittens. All right.
And that is
Yay, kittens.
Weird. I said it. So I think that's about it.
Nope. Hold on.
Do we have more stories or more people?
We have one more. I don't know who this is, but sure. We do have another caller. Just got it on Twitter. Davis. I don't know who Davis is, but Davis gets a link. Penn. How's it going, Penn? If you want kittens, you go ahead and get kittens. Night Beast. Thank you for calling Caffeinated or Die, The Morning Brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. What can we do for you? Hello?
Sorry, guys. I was muted like a damn fool.
Ah.
I'm about to say,
You can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Didn't mute him, did we?
No, I didn't mute him.
No, it was me. It was me. But I wanted to call in and get some backstory on some lore. Now, I heard Anti-Hero's diss track.
Well, let's
this
title
week.
it more appropriately. Hold on. Let's title it more appropriately. It's a cringe track.
Oh, well, yeah. It definitely had some cringe.
It was designed that way. Like I don't write diss tracks well at all. In fact, I think I said in the beginning of the diss track that it was barely even a diss track.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah,
So go ahead.
Absolutely. Oh, we had a good laugh. We had a laugh on it. But So who's Loki?
Loki is a guy who used to be in our Discord. He's in a couple different places. And he and I just really don't get along in the least. He's made some accusations here and there. He was supposed to speak to me in a hangout, in a stream, and then backed out of it entirely, repeatedly. And I was annoyed enough by it that I threw him onto the end as an afterthought. The original cringe track wasn't even written about Loki. It was written about Drax.
Oh, okay. All right. Why do you want him to suck your dick?
Mostly, so for the Loki part, if you go ahead and take a look and then you go watch things like Hellthing Ultimate Abridged or Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you'll see that a large portion of the lines I use are just rip-offs from that.
I'm not familiar with Dragon Ball Z. Do they suck each other's dick on that
Only
show?
in the porno versions, but I said the Dragon Ball Z Abridged. They're comedy parody skits.
Oh, okay. All right. It seemed very homoerotic when you got towards the end. Now, even in the
if that's the way you wanted to interpret it, I mean, that kind of says a lot about you, not me.
Oh, does it?
I mean, you're the one who's saying that it's homoerotic with the ladle of subtext. I mean, that's your interpretation, isn't it?
My interpretation of you saying that you want this guy to suck your dick. That's mine.
Buddy. I retweet transgender porn stars. If you're gonna try and me with this one,
no, I'm not. I was just pointing it out. I didn't know where you were coming from with that.
Let me help you out here just a little bit.
Yeah,
help me out. If I put something up on the web, so whether it's like a cringy diss track that I wrote, whether it's a tweet or something like that, if I put it out there like that, then I'm not going to be ashamed of it. You can say whatever you want. So if you want to be like, oh, that was homoerotic, well, okay, whenever you want to keep sucking, go ahead. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, no, that's perfectly fine. I think it's fine. Okay, I wanted to ask, help for the guideline. What's your name? What can I call you?
Well, right now you can call me Matt.
Oh, okay, you're Matt. All right, what was that tweet that you won't delete? What was that about?
What tweet? Oh, okay, so I'm on a secondary account right now, which is my channel account. My original account is at Colespire. I don't know if Nightbot's been doing it or not. So I was mass tagged in a tweet, and I was talking to Rackist. Everyone knows Rackist. He helps a lot.
Yep.
And I basically said, that's why they always go to you, Anubis. That's what the tweet says. And and that I basically am, that they told me I need to delete it. And when I delete it, because it broke TOS, I'm going to be suspended for 14 days. Well, on principle, because there's nothing that violates TOS in that goddamn tweet, I have appealed it, and I'm going to continue to appeal it because I'm not going to delete a tweet that has nothing to do with anything. I didn't call Anubis a jackass. I didn't say he sucks dick for crack on the side, behind the McDonald's. I didn't say anything bad.
He does, though.
I know he does. That's
why he gets his news stories.
Yeah, that's why he's the man on the street. But, I didn't say anything bad. So I'm not going to delete a tweet and be suspended for 14 days for saying something that wasn't bad.
Yeah, I totally get that. All right. That's a little backstory. From that, I don't know if I have much more than that.
All right, man.
I do want to say something to you, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you Davis?
I am.
All right. Excellent artwork, by the way.
Thank you very much.
We had a conversation way back when about Broski and Optic stuff, if you remember.
Who, we
did? On Twitter. Yes.
Okay.
And you showed me a piece of your work in comparison.
Okay, you're that guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah,
no.
Pretty reasonable
excellent artwork. If you guys, I don't know, do you take commissions?
I do every once in a while, yeah.
If you guys need something, Davis is quite good.
Yeah, well, you know what? We could talk about that. Your whole take was you can't criticize someone unless you're better than them.
I said I don't personally feel that if you're not better than I said I don't personally feel that if I'm not better than a person, that I can criticize them. So you said, well, here's my version of this. And I was like, no, that's objectively better. Criticize away.
Yeah, but even if like you aren't an artist, you can criticize people.
Oh, that's why I said
Fine.
it was my personal standard.
Mm-hmm. Where does that come from? That
Uh,
standard.
Me, I just don't feel it's okay to criticize someone who's better than I am.
All right. I don't know. I don't really get it, but yeah, I think criticize away. I think it's fine.
I
I
think
think that's how we all get better with
I think it
the
depends on
criticism.
it depends on a lot of things. I think, but I mean, to each their own.
Hey, did you follow any of that? Did you? What was your opinion on optic decay? I don't know what thread. I can't remember what thread it was about, but did you follow any of that tracing controversy?
I honestly did
Optic.
not follow a whole lot of it. It
Oh,
seemed
okay.
like there were a lot of, mostly because it seemed like there were a lot of players involved,
Players.
as in different people chiming in left and right.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't something that involved wasn't something that involved me heavily, so I just let it slide. I got no problem with Optic or Broski.
Uh-huh.
I don't run in their usual circles. I occasionally say hi on the show. I was there this morning talking.
Do you follow Broski at all?
I follow them on Twitter, but I don't actually follow them. I follow very few people on that level.
Yeah, but you don't look at his tweets or anything?
Well, if it comes across my feed and I might retweet it, yeah. If it's funny, sure, definitely.
Yeah. All right. What do you
Yeah.
think about like him like thinking that like if who Killing Joke, if he dies, he's gonna laugh?
I think that's a horrible thing to say. But I also retweeted Water Jabbers earlier this week saying it was wrong for somebody to start picking on somebody's family.
Yeah.
I mean, you have any other questions?
No, I don't know.
I mean, I'll wait a second. I mean, I made it pretty clear that if I have a problem with somebody, I'll talk to them. And if they won't talk to me, then maybe I'll write a diss track, but I'll still keep it with them. I'm not gonna pull their family into it by any means. And if somebody is pulling somebody's family into it, I think that's wrong. It's why I said earlier to Aircraft Sparky, hey, I have no problem with Vamp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've had nothing but decent interactions with Vamp. She seems like a great person. So I'm not going to drag her into a fight that I have with somebody. She might be, she may know the person or even be very close friends with somebody or dating them, in fact, as far as Tonka's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to drag her into it because I don't believe that's the right thing to do.
No, I feel you there. I think you got standards there. I think that's a good move.
Oh, don't
and,
say that. Oh God, you'll give people a bad impression about me. Ugh.
No, I even think the diss rap was all right. I know people came at you for going after soft targets. I know that
I mean, I have
Thrax talks a little shit. I don't know.
I have
I think
157
it's fine.
subs. I think I'm about as soft a target as it gets.
Yeah, yeah, you can go after people in your own level.
My own
I guess.
sphere,
I don't know.
think. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all.
and I don't have a problem with people trying to come down on me either. I do YouTube because it's fun. Like if this show stopped being fun for me, I wouldn't be on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. Hey, you got any diss tracks planned for the future?
No, honestly, and
God
not because
damn
I'm
it!
worried or anything.
Fucking peeping.
No,
Did
do
you
you
hear
know
it
why?
that time?
No, I've been hearing it because Sparky's got it on soundboard.
Yeah.
Um,
God bless you, Sparky. God bless you for that.
But no, the only reason I don't have any done is because I am, and I'll be the first person to admit it, I'm awful at writing those. The reason it was spoken word is that I can't write to a beat to save my damn life. So that's the big reason I don't have any planned.
Oh, you're awful at writing good raps, but cringy raps, I think you're the fucking master.
Well, I don't think it's that difficult to write a cringy rap. I mean, I'm sure anyone could do it. You just gotta focus on being as it was even cringier, but I edited it.
Oh, really?
I was like, okay, this is the first time I've written a cringe track. I don't want to go that deep. I don't want to go off the deep end entirely. It was worse. So, I mean, you should consider yourself lucky you didn't hear the full version.
Do you have the unedited version?
Oh no, it's never gonna see the light of day. I trashed that. I trashed it. It was so bad. It's like when an author he writes his first novel and he realizes it's terrible and he just hides it in a trunk somewhere. And then after he dies, they release it and people are like, this is shit. I never want that to happen. I don't want somebody getting a hold of it and releasing it and being like, this is what he really wrote. Ooh.
Oh, I wish I wouldn't have gotten mine published. I wish I would have buried it.
You're a writer?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
What kind of stuff do you do?
Mainly fantasy and adventure and stuff like that.
And you wrote your first novel and you weren't very proud of it?
No, I was not.
Most authors aren't.
Did you do a second one?
I have a second one. It is not edited, so it is not available. And I even started writing a third one to that. And well, that was that.
Is it a series or?
Yeah, it was a series. It was a trilogy.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds cool.
But I will.
Sparky.
God damn it, Sparky!
But you can hear it now, can't you, Matt?
Well, I was playing along with it. I could hear it the entire time. I knew it was his fucking soundboard. He's got his soundboard up 24/7. I don't even think he uses Steam for anything else other than the goddamn soundboard.
You're right. I haven't had a chance of really playing video games, but yes, I have soundboard up all the time.
Yeah.
So.
I hear you. Oh, let me just circle back to. Oh man, I can't get your names right. Antihero. Hey, how much of that stuff about Tonka do you actually believe is true, or
honestly,
is it all just
I know he's right there in the chat, so I'll just address it straight to him. I don't really know if any of it's true, but I know it gets you upset, and you like to talk a lot of trash. So, in the spirit of bants back and forth, sure. Now, you'll notice, because I'm sure you've read that particular article I read, you'll notice that I didn't go into certain parts of it. Again, I don't think that's something I need to go into. I'll trash you based on what I've seen of you and what I've heard of you. And, I mean, the only reason you even came up on my radar to be somebody who could be trashed is because of the Andy Worski shit. You were the funny person at the time. If it had been reversed, I'd be making fun of Andy Worski. I mean, say whatever you like in the long run, which is all because things are funny and I'm going to laugh at them.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the biggest issue with Tonka is?
Well, he has come on, so I think.
Well, I mean, my biggest issue with the man, he seems to have gotten over. He showed up.
He's what?
He showed up. I'm intrigued. I'm excited.
All right, so it's Davis, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Davis, gonna have to cut the call short. Thank you for the questions.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you for
that's
coming
fine.
on. We do have another caller, which of course is in waiting. So
Yep.
I hope
Take
you have
care.
a good day, man.
Yep, you too.
All right, Tonka, you got to unmute yourself. But thank you for calling Caffeinated or Die, the morning brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. What can we do for you?
Well, I just have one question there. I am a longtime viewer and first-time caller here. Now, earlier we were talking about principles that a young man named Antihero had. He does not criticize anybody unless he can do it better himself. So where might the fans in the chat be able to find your wrestling videos?
Funnily enough for you, I have read things that have criticized you, but I know nothing about your wrestling other than seeing you flop around a few videos.
So
that may not have
that's
been
a
edited.
no then.
All right, you're right. I haven't wrestled anything except for a little bit of military
So you are
training.
willing to throw away your principles in order to bitch about somebody who you immediately
Where are
rolled
your
over on
principles,
everything that you say.
Tonka?
Excuse me, hold on. I'm
Where are you?
I'm the caller.
No.
I'm not even
you're
finished with
on-
my statement.
You're on my stream.
I can't
now.
even finish my question.
You're on my
Are you
stream
that
now,
worried about
buddy.
the question? Are
No,
you
go
that
ahead,
worried?
ask. You're right. I'm not worried. Go ahead,
Are you
ask.
worried?
Go
shut
ahead,
up.
ask.
Okay.
You did show. I'll give you that.
So
much.
you are willing to not only concede every single point that you made before I walked in, the moment I walk in, but you were also willing to concede that you will abandon every single bit of your everything as soon as somebody who you think that you can get a couple of clicks on by talking about. That's what you said.
Okay, buddy of mine, pal.
I am not your buddy, pal.
buddy, chief pal guy. If
I am not
thought
your
I
buddy, pal.
could get something off of you, then I would have done a hell of a lot more. But if you've looked at my channel, which you have,
I haven't looked at your channel, but the
know.
one time we laughed at your slam poetry while you wore a tunic.
exactly.
Have you ever cleaned your room?
If you looked at my channel, you'd
Were
notice
those your
something-
panties on the shelf?
No, those are my girlfriend's actually.
Those are huge.
I don't think there were any giant panties on the shelf. But
They
if
were
you can point
massive.
it out to me, if
They
you
were
can point it
massive.
out,
Top right corner of the
Send me a
screen,
screenshot.
hanging off of the shelf. Massive.
you can send me a screenshot by all means. We'll
I'm
talk.
never going to go look at those massive panties
Exactly,
again, sir.
because you have nothing to back that statement up.
No, they're
That's
massive. You can go look at the stream yourself. We watched.
If you want to throw a link out there and go ahead and show me where it's at, I will happily concede it. If you can show me where it's at.
You're wearing a tunic.
Yeah, and I said
Hey,
point
Antoine,
blank at the
present
beginning of that video that it was there to be funny.
Okay, that's in
I
that
mean,
video.
what are you trying to shame me with?
That's
right now?
the
Because
that's the
you
link.
can't.
I'm not
You
trying
literally
to shame
can't
you.
shame me.
You don't
Okay?
understand, anti-hero. You have shamed yourself. You don't understand. I'll clear it up for you, boy. You did this thing before I came in where you had this entire spiel, and then you blew it. As soon as I got in here, you're like, I don't think any of that's true, and I think it upsets him. Hold on, child. I'm not finished.
Oh,
You said
child?
that it upsets me. It doesn't upset me.
Oh,
I'm
see, I
here
think you
making
are
fun of
upset
it. Hold
because
on.
if you weren't upset,
Hold
you
on.
wouldn't
If you
do
weren't
it.
upset,
Guys,
you wouldn't be
hold-
interrupting me. What
Yo!
are you doing?
You wouldn't
I will
have to
mute
now.
both
Why
of
are you
you.
interrupting me? Why are you interrupting so much? Calm
Go ahead,
down.
buddy. Come on, pal. Let's go.
You have to convince yourself that other people are upset. I'm making fun of you. This is what
I have
mocking
to
someone
convince
looks like.
myself?
And then you also have to, goddamn, stop sniffing, stop interrupting. You might learn something.
Oh, okay. Teach me then. Teach me, sir. Teach
Okay.
me your wisdom, your knowledge learned from the
Okay.
ancients. I'll be here to listen
Here's
at your feet.
okay, Jesus Christ. No wonder you're so dumb. All right. That thing that you do where you completely throw out everything, that thing that you said that you believe, it's my principle to not criticize someone unless I can do it myself or I can do it better. Yeah, you kind of abandon that as soon as you think you can get a couple of somethings going. So your Notice Me Senpai gimmick, it didn't really work that well. The only reason I came in is because I was going to have an extra laugh at you and ask that question if I could find you wrestling
All right.
anywhere.
All right,
Turns out I
Tonka.
can't.
I'll
Hold
answer your
on,
question.
I'm not
Your
finished.
question was, can I
I'm not
prove it?
at the question.
You're right. I can't
I'm
prove that I
not
had any
at
kind
the
of wrestling career.
question yet.
But neither
The
can
question
we...
is coming
Guys,
up.
come on.
let's
Try
Come
to
on.
keep
Come
up,
on,
Zach.
get to the point,
Try
buddy.
to keep up, Zach. You
Come on,
talked about
Chief.
me. You talked about me for 30 minutes.
Come on. Well,
I'm
it
getting
was
to the
all
point. Look at your
you,
chat.
okay?
Everybody else in the chat seems to be able to get it except for Big Brain Anti-Hero here.
Okay, let's roll.
The point is that I matter. You don't. That's why you had the little thing you went with. Okay, so I'm here now. You immediately rolled over and showed your Let's get a few more fake laughs in. Let's get a few
I'm
more
not
fake laughs in.
homie.
That's
Nah, man.
definitely a
I
fake
am-
laugh. That's
I
why
am
you're
not
already
fake
done
laughing.
laughing and your voice shows
Nah.
no indicator of
No.
laughter.
Okay,
You are
you-
fake laughing
here,
because
let me-
you're a
let me
fake
help you.
brain. This is the
Let
shit
me
that
help
you
you.
do.
This is
I
my
don't
fake
need your help.
All
I'm
right,
glad
guys,
you
my
cut-
face
yo!
right now. No, people.
I'm
No,
glad
people
you
can
cut
see
your
my
hair.
face right now.
We
It's
see
just
your
a
face. It's
note
not
the
helping.
smile.
It's not
Note the
helping.
Smile. See, this
No,
is
the
what I'm
very
trying to make,
fake smile.
is you can talk all this good game.
Guys, both of you, knock it off.
He can talk all this good. He's muted right now. I'm gonna wait till he unmutes himself.
Yes, you were muted, Tonka. I've been trying to get you both to calm the fuck down.
Yeah, he actually
One
muted
person-
both.
Do I seem uncalm?
No,
I mean,
both of
they're
you are
both
talking
calm.
over each
I
other.
keep- I'm not talking over him. He
Both of
talked
you are
for 30
talking
minutes.
over each other.
That's not true. I
So
have been trying to get
one
a point out
person-
for quite a while, and he just keeps interrupting it.
Your
One
point is that
person
you
at a
don't have no
time.
principles, and therefore I'm
One
irrelevant.
person at a time. Spell it out to your brain dead co-host over there.
So your point is that I have no
I'm
principles.
talking to
and
your
I'm irrelevant,
co-host.
right?
That's not my point. Calm down, child. Hey, boy.
Right?
Help for
'Cause
the
it's
guildless.
taking way longer than I thought.
Help
it
for the guildless.
Guys.
Can you do your co-host a favor and explain to him that he is fucking up?
Just one person at a time.
And who is that one person? Is it the caller or is it the guy who's been bitching for 30 minutes and immediately rolled over and said everything he said he thinks it's bullshit as soon as I got here?
Whoa, hold up. That's not the case at all.
No, you spent forever
No,
on your goofy
no, I
wheelchair
said-
thing. You even said something so. Are you
Hold on.
interrupting again? Are you
Do you know
interrupting
why I read
again?
that article?
Can you slow
Do you
your
know
fucking?
why I read that article.
I don't read your
I read
cringy
that
shit.
article. 'cause why I
Holy
read
shit!
that article. Do you know why I read it?
Oh man,
I read it because I knew you were gonna do this and come on stream.
you knew I was going to come. I wasn't
You were
going to
gonna-
come on
You
stream.
weren't gonna come on stream until I read that article.
Anti-hero. I wasn't coming on the stream until you admitted the whole thing with Davis, where you said that your principles don't mean shit.
To come on stream. And you were
Anti-hero.
I was talking to
Oh,
David.
my God. All right,
Zach.
let me know when I can talk. Let him do his thing.
Got played.
Zach, both of you. One more
Fucking
time,
both of
one
you,
at a
B.
time.
I've let your dipshit talk. You need to get your boy on. If you want to do this shit where everybody goes back and forth,
Hey,
do that. If you
Tonka,
want to do the thing where somebody lets somebody talk, let them do that. If you want
Tonka.
to hear this dipshit fake laugh for the next 20 minutes, do that. But let me know when it's time for people to hear the one that came. to hear.
Tonka, man,
If they can't
you
do
have
it, they
you
should
have
yourself.
you have your chance to talk, but you're doing your thing where you
No,
insult
let
him.
me know
which-
when I can. Then just let me know.
You have your thing where you talk, and then you insult him, knowing he's going to respond to you. So if you have a point,
Okay, so
if you have
he's
a
gonna do the
hey,
thing
hey,
when he
hey,
interrupts, then that's what you're saying.
if you want to ask him a question, and you know you're going to insult him, which is going to get him to respond,
Okay, so
you're
gets
going to
rolling.
continue
He's
to
gonna
do
get
this
upset.
thing. where
So
you're
he
both are going to be.
projects where he's saying that I'm upset when he's the one who gets upset if you say anything about it. You're not helping.
Yeah, except that
Okay.
they can
So-
see the camera, and I'm not.
What I'm
upset.
going to say. What I'm going to say.
Hold on, what just happened?
He left.
Oh, okay.
So, if you have a question, we're gonna lay this out real quick. If you have a question, you want to come on here and you want to talk, it's very simple. Ask your question. If you know your question is going to insult somebody and you know that they're going to respond, I'm not done
good.
talking.
Help with the guildless. I'm good on your big brain stream. All right, I've been muted 2 fucking times. Your fucking idiot over there is so upset he can't even let anybody talk. But he's gonna talk about how upset other people are. He's gonna fake laugh, pretend he's got something. He's got nothing.
Tonka,
I'll tell you why I
Buddy.
came on Help for the Guildless. I'm not
Buddy.
talking to you anymore, any hero.
Guys,
Shut the fuck up.
here's a fun fact.
Here's
guys.
why I came on the stream. I wasn't coming on
Zach,
after.
Zach,
Unlike your chat, they
Zach.
can see my
Can
face.
you get your fucking retard to
They
shut up?
can
Can you mute him
see
like you mute me, or are you that much of a pussy?
Zach,
Words you're gonna
just
have a talk
calm
with him
down.
after. Okay, muted. Good. Let's get to what people actually want to hear real quick. The reason I came on had not a fucking thing to do with the cringy shit that you read. You sounded like a fucking idiot. He doesn't get on camera. I'm on camera every fucking Friday night looking 1,000 times sexier than you will ever look. Here's another issue that you're unfortunately going to have here. I came on the stream because when you were talking to Davis, you said that you don't criticize anybody unless you can do it just as well. That's not true. What you do is you play nicey nice and friendly friend with people who you think you can get in the circles with. You can have that shit, kid. You can be friends with Optic and Broski all day long, but you got fucking stuck. You were asked if he is a tracer or not. He's a fucking tracer. It's called eyeballs. If you didn't have those goober goggles on, maybe you would know what it fucking looks like. Maybe your fucking prescription needs an update, kid. Maybe that's your problem. It's called tracing. It's a very simple thing. Now, I don't have any more questions. I don't have any more anything. I've been muted enough. You guys can talk as much as you want. Enjoy abandoning your principles and being my bitch.
Ah, okay. Well, since Tonka decided he was going to leave, I'll address his questions anyway. You know what? I will even be man enough to say, you're right. I apologize. I should not have questioned your wrestling, as my wrestling has no way to prove that I've done anything whatsoever. I haven't done anything professionally or even amateur. I've only done a little bit of Army combatives and some wrestling in high school. So I will take that back and I will apologize for saying something bad about your wrestling career. However, the rest of your shit, as you've already demonstrated today, where you want to come on and try and do all the little different tactics you play, throwing out insults in the hopes that somebody will interrupt you so you can play all that shit. You got played today too, because again, I read that article knowing you'd show up. Davis was asking those questions while you were still in the chat. I answered them knowing you were in the chat. Also, the chat can see my face, so they know I'm not super stressed out or upset or anything like that. Also, I sniff because I have allergies. Sorry, it's a thing. But as far as the Optic and Broski thing goes, or me trying to get into anybody's circle, I think I go say hi to Optic and Broski on their shows maybe once a month. I talk to people on Twitter, and I talk to almost anybody on Twitter. I'm not really part of anyone's circles, nor am I trying. If I were trying, I'd probably have a bigger channel. But I don't, because I don't actually care enough. But you're going to tell me all day long that you weren't butthurt about the article and the diss track, but you still came here to try and say that we were your bitches, that I was your bitch, and that I was a dumb, spurgy retard, and how disappointed you are. If you didn't care, if it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have come here. That's all.
All right.
I had some good popcorn.
Yes, you did, Sparky. All right, let's go back here. So Thrax has been going off in the chat, and this is one of the only few times that I'm going to do this. I told Thrax to send me a DM. He can come on to confront you, Antihero, because he called you out for the same thing that Tonka did, which is that you, in your diss track, brought up his dog, which he considers part of his family, and his grandmother, which is part of his family. So I said, come on. He said, I've been insulting him from the chat, and no, I won't grace the stream with my presence. You have lost that honor a long time ago by letting your friend Zach flap his dick licker. I can almost feel the fedora tip. Thrax, you have never graced one of my streams. You have never been on any of my streams. But you sure as shit were a fan. And the only reason you're not now is because I didn't take sides? That's fine. You're the one who creeps up in women's DMs. And I know that for a fact.
Hold up. He's got a point there. They both do. And so I'll apologize to Thrax as well. I should not have brought your grandmother or your dog into things. I should have kept it at you being just the world's biggest, just most tremendous, fedora-tipping, nice guy bitch. That's where I should have kept it, and that was my mistake. And for that, I apologize. Both of you are correct. I thank you. All of you, all three of you, Davis, Tonka, Rax. I'm being sincere. That's something I need to work on, and I'm happy you guys are holding me accountable to that. So, I apologize. The next time I go off on any of you or anyone else, I'll make sure I keep it solely to them.
Anyway, Thrax, you really need to be able to back up your shit. You come on into chat acting like, some samurai or some honorable man. You have this image of your head as a pirate captain. I don't fucking care. You're a joke. You're gonna continue to be a joke. And the fact that you think you have some chest to puff is pretty impressive. So just stop.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know we did have one more caller that I did send the link in.
I see him.
A couple days ago. So
thank you for calling. Thank you for calling Caffeinated or Die Morning Brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. How's it going, Water Jabbers? Hello. I think you're muted, buddy.
Give him a minute.
All right. La 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 la. We've had other callers that do this too. Draconath is very, very, very famous for coming on and not having anything ready, and then just is silent. So we can't hear you, dude. If you're talking, we cannot hear you. So I do not know.
Maybe.
And there he goes. He may have to come back.
So we didn't have him muted at all.
No, we didn't have him muted.
Well, this happens on doc streaming ops, and sometimes it's
he's back.
The mic and hangouts and stuff like that.
Are you there? Hello. I can tell you right now he's not muted on our end, but Water Jabbers, if you're talking, we still can't hear you. Yes, Thrax, you hadn't been attracted to Kaduntress for a month after you left, except for all the DMs that we saw that proved that wrong. Sorry, duty. Sorry, boo-boo. That's not how it works.
Hey, Water Jabbers, if you can hear us, do you have a secondary YouTube account you can use?
Well, it's not that. I think it's the web browser.
Because we do want to talk to you, but we're literally hearing nothing you're saying if you're talking at all.
Like, yeah. This is a learning moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't ever use Internet Explorer. It never works. Yeah. It's horrible. And even their new one, don't use their new one. Leave it on your computer just in case something goes wrong with your main browser, so you can then open it to download the browser that you like. Oh, Chrome. Yeah, Chrome sucks sometimes too. I don't know why Chrome's not working. It works for me. Yeah.
Yeah, Chrome works for Hangouts on me. It's the only thing that works for me on Chrome. But if you did it update on your computer, or if it updated, well, fuck, why am I saying this? You know this, Jabbers. He knows more about computers and stuff than I do. So that'd be just
is this the person you go to with all of your tech stuff? Is this your moment where you tell us he's the one behind all of your tech stuff and that you didn't know what you were talking about?
No, it's not. No, I've had decent conversations with him. He's legitimately a really cool guy to talk to. But I will say this much. I want to address Thrax. Now, I have had a chance to talk to him.
Oh,
and,
that's remarkable since he won't talk to anybody else.
Well, he's not on Twitter. You gotta understand. He got rid of Twitter because he was came out on all sides unfairly by people. So he got rid of Twitter just to move away from it.
Okay.
So, now I know he did issue an apology to Kaduntress afterwards, and I do know that after the whole stream with JoJo, he didn't want anything to do with anyone because he felt like that he was played. So,
well, I'd like explain that. Explain that.
Record straight. So that's why I know of, and I do know there's 3 or 4 Thrax accounts that are not him.
Yeah, I know that. But explain the fact that he was played. See, we had an impromptu stream with Jacob because Jacob decided to go off.
Yeah.
He decided to do that. Now, we did still want to talk to Thrax because Thrax had nothing to do with the conversation with Jacob. You see, what ended up happening is on MSNBC, I covered a story of a Florida man who got arrested for fucking a dog. Now, people had seen that article and assumed, in a joking manner, harsh or not, let's call it what it is was shit-talking, said that it was Thrax because the dude who was caught was way, 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 way morbidly obese. Now, on my MSNBC stream, I never said it was Thrax. I never even joked that it was Thrax. I brought up that story because I wanted to make my 2 co-hosts, Wren from Relations and Shitlords Anonymous, as well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams, which their links are down below if you'd like to follow either of them, to make them cringe. I didn't mention Thrax whatsoever. Jacob, on the other hand, since he has a problem with getting who says what correct, told Thrax, or made mention to Thrax, that I was making fun of him. That's the only reason Thrax was brought in, because we wanted to clear the record with Thrax that it had nothing to do with him.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not going to go into anything about him because it's not my place to go into it. But him and Jacob, it's easy to get them riled up, and it is easy to go at them because of things that they say. And I'm going to defend him because he has the same issue I do. You type something out and it doesn't really come out the way you think it's supposed to come out. I understand that. Whether if it's true or not, I'm not going to back that up because I don't know if it's true or not. But I do know that's what I've been told.
Well, that was the situation. Now, to answer Blood Toker's question real quick, where do these stream names come from? MSNBC is making fun of CNN, which was Cunt News Network. MSNBC stands for My Snarky News Broadcasting Channel. And it also, I get to put the hashtag of MSNBC in my description, which, lets people know that it's news. And we bring up weird articles, cringe, spooky science, and Florida Man.
Now, I do have one question, and it is for Antihero, because I'm legitimately confused about it. Why did you make that diss track, or that cringe track, whatever anyone wants to call it? It's a legitimate question.
I'll happily answer your question as soon as you answer one of mine, which is why.
I thought this stuff was done 3 months ago. Was it 3 months ago or 2 months ago or however long it was?
I wrote that cringe track because it was funny.
Just because it was funny?
Essentially, yeah. If it hadn't been amusing to me, I wouldn't have wasted time on it.
Okay. Well, I didn't know it was because you were going back and forth still or what. I just didn't know. I was just asking. That's it. And oh my God, the water jabbers are multiplying in the hangout. I seen a flash.
Oh God, there's 2 of them. Is there going to be another? No, Zell, we're not saying you can't make fun of people anymore. I don't care enough about Thrax to make any more jokes about it. I was explaining the situation and all the shit that he was talking.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I didn't even know Anti-Hero made a diss track. That was it.
You there, Water Jabbers?
Damn it.
I guess not.
Fuck.
That's actually quite annoying because I did want to know what he wanted. I did want to be able to talk to him. Yeah, he says I'm here. Whatever it is isn't on my end. I don't know how to fix anything because I don't own this particular stream.
Yeah, he's not muted at all. And they don't have
No, it's not muted. I can attest to that one.
Well, Water Jabbers, if you have a question for me, my DMs are open. I will happily attempt to answer your question.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man.
Dead serious. My DMs are always open. If you want to send me a DM and ask me whatever questions you want, by all means, they are there. Feel free.
I really wanted to talk to you. I enjoyed talking to anybody. If you ever want to ask the question, we try and I can't say we do it every Sunday. We try and do it every Sunday. Sometimes I stay up a little too late and I can't wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning because I go to bed at 3. So whenever we do Caffeinated or Die, the end half of the stream is usually open calls. So if you want to come on and ask your question, you can come on and ask your question anytime we're on, man. Do I believe in ghosts? Yeah. I can say that I believe in ghosts because I have personally experienced them. So I'm not afraid to admit it, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. So yes, Doc, sleep is for the weak, but I enjoy sleep a lot. So, all right, are you? We got him back. Are we? Are you there?
I know I've been DMing him. He's checking default settings right now, and he's trying a couple different things. Whatever it is, it's in between. It's not his and it's not our end. It's just something fuck it up with hangouts or something, which is actually really, really frustrating. But besides that, besides everything else, how has everyone's week been?
Well,
we never really got into that at the beginning of the stream.
My week's been pretty good.
My week has been busy. I looked forward to seeing Spider-Man: Homecoming, so I saw it last night. It's an amazing movie. If you like Spider-Man, if you liked Homecoming, go see this one. It's really good. They want to know my ghost story. All right. Sparky, well, I know what you want to talk about. It's just a quick story.
You know what? Go ahead.
So when I was younger, I lived in a house that I could walk down the hall and my bedroom door would open by itself. So I just started to call the ghost George. One night, I had just started to fall asleep. Yeah, Doc's the fucking ghost. I just started to fall asleep, and I heard something bang in my room, which startled me awake. And I look at where I thought the noise was, and there was a white form, I guess you could say. It was humanoid-ish. I didn't see any like distinct features, but it was there, and I froze because it scared the shit out of me, and then it walked through the door. So that's the closest thing that I've ever had to a ghost encounter, aside from my door opening, the microwave going off with no real reason, the oven turning on, and one of my friends who was spending the night because he needed a place to crash was sleeping on the bed, or not the bed, he was sleeping on the couch, and he felt someone grab his leg. And when he looked up, there was no one there. So, no, I did not touch the ghost.
I actually had something really weird happen about 2 or 3 days ago.
And what did you have?
So in my workroom, I have just one of my different measuring glasses and tools and stuff for different things. And I had a Pyrex measuring cup on my workbench, and I was on call with Miss Steam, watching a couple shows with her. All of a sudden I heard a shatter, and I looked over, and I seen the measuring cup, and I looked back and looked again because I didn't realize what I seen. The measuring cup shattered. It didn't drop, nothing fell on it, nothing like that. It just spontaneously shattered. I have no idea why.
No, it was not me touching my friend's knee. No, aside from that, there was an experience my mom happened where she was watching TV and she said she saw a head appear above the television. Scared the shit out of her. So yeah, I've had some legit spooky. I've had some legit spooky experiences in that house.
No, don't lie. You were saying though, watching a ghost, listening to a song, I want to touch myself, just thinking about the movie Ghost, because it was Patrick Swayze is who it was.
Hey,
Okay,
if it was
that was going to be a really good joke until you kept going with it.
Yeah,
I Sparky them. I'm Sparky. I Sparky jokes. What do you want me to do? I've got to keep up with the lore.
he's right. He does have to
come
keep
on,
up.
man. I am the joke slayer. I kill jokes.
Yeah, Raz is getting tired of burying all your jokes in the Canadian wilderness. He's now just letting the jokes pile up in his backyard. It's starting to cause a smell.
Well, here's the problem. There's no more place in the Canadian wilderness to bury jokes. It's just covered. Canada's just one big graveyard now.
And we have multiple water jabbers. I want to talk to him. I really do. I'm not messing with anything. It's all going wrong.
It's going sideways.
Yeah.
It's not wrong, it's sideways.
Rakist Anubis says
Damn you, hangouts.
Ghosts. Anubis says ghosts are like spiders. It's best just to burn the house down to be safe.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Hey, there we go.
Yes!
There we go. All right.
That took entirely too long.
Sorry for the IT fuckery. I have no clue what the hell happened.
No, man.
And you work in IT.
Well, that's why I was able to fix it. But
did you piss off the computer gods?
No. What was funny is I'd hop into Discord calls. Everybody could hear me fine. But for some reason on Hangouts, I couldn't be heard.
Yeah, the reason I do Hangouts is because Discord hates me.
It's fine. It's just each one of them has their advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah. So, let me do my spiel real quick. So, thank you for calling Caffeinated to Die, the morning brew with Matt, Zach, and Taylor. What can we do for you, water jabbers?
Not a whole lot. I actually just had a single question for Zach. So,
Sup?
Zach, are you in the habit of just saying things that you're going to have to apologize for later? Like, do you think before you say them, or?
It really depends on the moment, honestly.
Well, but that's not principles, right? You know, I mean, like, for instance, it's an active principle of mine that I don't go after people who aren't involved in whatever beef I have. Like, I'll go after Broski, and I'll hop on AP if AP wants to come at me to defend Broski. But, you know, I mean, like, for instance, you haven't seen me go after Allie, for example, right?
All right, well, I'll put it this way. It is, and I will maintain that it is a standing principle of mine that I try not to talk to people who aren't involved. However, I'm also a human being, and I will make mistakes. This time, I made mistakes. However, I'm adult enough to be able to apologize for those mistakes afterwards, look at what I've done, and go, okay, how can I change this in the future? I mean, I'm not going to be perfect by any means. I'm going to fuck up. In fact, I'm me. I'm going to fuck up more than most people. But it doesn't change the fact that I still try to hold to that, and I occasionally fail. Today I failed. I can admit that.
Okay, but you failed 3 times in a single day.
All pertaining to that one particular instance. I mean, again.
Okay, well, I guess my suggestion would be take a step back and figure out what it is about that instance that caused you to fail so hard. Because
oh no, I can tell you exactly what it was.
Okay.
I was angry and looking for fun points. I mean, that doesn't. I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm a human being.
I don't know. So I mean, so I'm angry, you know, and I can explain to you why it is that I've been angry for a while, at a few different people, if you want. But like I said, like, you know, I mean, I just have a policy, like, I don't go after people that aren't the people I'm angry at. So, you know, I mean, as a matter of fact, there were a couple of people that I've gone back and forth on Twitter that I actively asked just to stay out of it, and they couldn't do it. So.
Okay. I mean, it seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like you're trying to put forth the argument that I don't have any real principles at all because I went against them so heavily with this one particular cringe track. Is that about right?
No, that's not what I said. What I said is that if you have those principles, that you should probably be reminding yourself of those principles, even when you're angry.
Well, yeah, no, I've already said that. I'll have to go do some serious self-assessment. I mean, at no point have I denied that. In fact, I said it live just a little bit ago.
No, I understand. Well, you have to understand. When you were saying that live, I was working on Google Hangouts. So.
Oh no, I said it live and I meant it very seriously. I might be trading bants with Tonka and chat just a minute ago, but no, I meant that quite seriously. That is something I will have to work on. Holding people accountable for their actions is something that's important for growth. I'll say that right off the bat. It doesn't happen very much on the internet. And that I think is an issue all by itself. It's a different story entirely for another day. If somebody points out to me that, hey, I'm fucking up on something that I claim to hold as important, then especially if they're correct, and they were correct this time, that's on me. It's something I got to go fix. And simple as that.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe that'll cause you to go after people with autism a little less.
Well,
that's all.
Well, I mean, it's nice that you point that out. See, I've heard all kinds of things about so-and-so is supposedly autistic, or so-and-so is this, or so-and-so is that. And okay, I'll take that with a grain of salt because people say all kinds of things on the internet. But when you come at me, and you come at me like an adult, and whether you're a spurgy about it or not, I'm sorry. I don't know that you have autism. You haven't said anything about it. Neither of the two people, neither Jacob nor Thrax, have said I have autism. Not to me, anyway. So if people tell me all day long, so-and-so is this, I'm supposed to just automatically believe them? Because people have told me things about, for instance, about Matt, my co-host. People have told me things about Sparky. People have told me things about the people I interact with over here and people I interact with there. If I believed every single thing about every single person I heard, I wouldn't be able to interact with anyone.
So you've interacted with Jacob before, right?
Oh no, Jacob now I'm fairly convinced has a problem. It's why he was only mentioned in passing in that cringe track. He wasn't the target of it.
Well, but why was he mentioned at all? And I already
actually,
know that you know Thrax has a problem, so...
If you go through... Well, I don't know that. Thrax has talked to me personally before, and the only thing he seems to be is nice guy-y.
So you've talked to Thrax, but you don't...
I haven't talked to him in person. I've only talked to him on text. That's what I'm saying. I can't just believe what somebody throws at me.
Okay, well
as for why
fairly
Jacob
obvious.
Navo was in there, if you look, yeah, I insulted him, but I also was using him as a point to say that Thrax is lower than Jacob because at least Jacob came on. a backhanded compliment, if anything.
Well, my question, I guess, is why even bring him up? I mean, surely you don't want to be the internet tough guy that goes after kids with autism, right?
No,
Like,
first
that's
off, he's not a kid with autism. I'm pretty sure he's at least as old as I am. All right. So he's
you
not a
should
kid.
really have a chat with him. Trust me, it's more like he's
okay.
a kid. I understand he's an adult, but
and then so if he's an adult and he has that many issues and he's aware that he has issues, then he should not be engaging in the things he engages in.
Oh, I agree. That's why we tell him that he shouldn't be engaging in those things.
Which is why I haven't gone after him. He was mentioned literally one point in one verse in that cringe track, and it was as a comparison point.
Okay, well, so I guess let me put it this way. Okay, I'll put this another way because it seems like you may not be understanding my point behind this.
I must not.
If you were walking down the street, okay, and you saw a guy sitting there pointing and laughing at a kid with autism, would you walk by and think highly of that person or low of that person?
Considering that I usually walk around without paying much attention to what other people are doing, I probably wouldn't think much of anything.
Right, but I'm saying it's a hypothetical situation, right? So it's not
so
meant
if
to be
I knew
realistic,
exactly
right?
that kid
But
was
if
in
you
fact
knew
autistic,
that the kid had autism
I'd
and you
probably
saw the
think
guy
poorly
making
of the
fun
guy.
of him,
Guys.
No, I'm answering his question. I'd probably think poorly of the guy.
Okay, all right. Well, then you can understand why it is that people think poorly of you now, right?
Well, there's lots of people who think poorly of me, and I'm not too worried about them. But again, as far as Jacob goes, in this scenario that you're throwing out here, did that kid come after this guy with just an intense level of rage and fury and demand he change everything about his co-host behaviors?
I think honestly, if you're a person that believes that people should deal with people in an individual basis, okay, if a completely normal person comes at you, then sure, it's fine. Have a go at them all you want. Okay? But if it's a kid that clearly has a problem or an adult that clearly has a problem, okay, you treat the situation differently because you understand that they don't understand fully what they're doing. You know, it's the same thing as, you know, if you post a video of a guy knocking another dude out, okay, then you laugh at the guy that got knocked out. If you post a video, even if the guy picks the fight, but if you post a video of a guy with autism, okay, getting knocked out, people look and go, dude, really? Is that the best way you can handle that situation?
Okay.
So what you're saying, real quick, if I can interject, if I'm getting this right, is if they come after you in a one-on-one, it's okay to deal with them in one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so without us knowing before we talked to Jacob that he was autistic, he came after me, he came after Zach.
Okay.
And tried to throw Thrax into it. We were going to deal with it.
Okay.
And we dealt with it. And when we found out, yeah, we had fun at his expense. But who doesn't?
I don't.
Have you laughed at certain comedies like The Ringer?
No.
No? Well, then you are definitely the moral arbiter of justice.
No, I'm not the moral arbiter of anything. I'm not trying to explain to you guys how you guys should operate. All I'm explaining to you is why it is that so many people think that you guys are idiots.
Oh, well, hold up. Now here's where I have to throw a question to you. Do you think I care?
I think that you're doing a show on YouTube.
Yeah, no, hold up, because you've missed something important then.
I don't think
I do this show because I find it funny.
Right, yeah, I do a show because I find it fun too. I understand.
Okay, but I also don't really do it for views or for clicks or even for money.
Yeah, I understand that.
If somebody thinks I'm a horrible person, that's not going to bother me as long as I'm still having a good time. This is the internet. So these people in the chat who are fans of Tonka or friends with Thrax or friends with Jacob or whatever the case may be, they can hate me all day long. And in the end, I'm going to turn off the computer and go have lunch with my girlfriend, or I'm going to go have dinner with my family, or I'm going to do any number of things that don't involve the internet.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Now, if they have the understanding of what they're doing, right? They know that they're doing something wrong. And then they come after you. Are we not allowed to defend ourselves? We just have to take it? We can't make fun of people?
And
I'm
on
sorry.
top of that,
are you asking me essentially the same question as if a midget comes at me, am I allowed to beat the crap out of the midget?
If the midget comes at you in DMs, go for it, dude. Make fun of his height. Make fun of whatever you want.
Why?
If he comes at you?
I mean, so I hate to say this, right? Because the metaphor just works out really great as a joke, but I can just be the bigger person.
Ooh,
I don't have to defend myself.
But I'll bump.
I did like that. I did like
that. That was good. That was good.
Well, I promise that wasn't my goal, but it just kind of worked out that way. But
let me clarify, and I'm not mad at you at all, Water Jabbers, just so you know. Let me clarify here. When we initially had dealings with Jacob Navo, specifically just Jacob, we had been told that he was a weirdo, but we had not been told that he was autistic. And so we had our words with him. You're right, he was a weirdo, but there are lots of weirdos of all kinds that aren't necessarily autistic or dysfunctional. It wasn't until he started seriously losing his shit on stream that we realized, maybe it's a little awkward. And if you've watched that particular stream that he was on, you'll see that we actually started pulling back at that point.
I don't watch cringy shit like that. I don't
that's
watch
fine. I'm
two
not
adults
telling you
trying
have
to have
to.
a go at a kid with autism. It's just not a
Well,
good
first off,
good time for me.
Let's be honest here. When you threaten to shoot somebody in the face, you're not a kid. Whatever the case may be. Do I take the threat seriously? No, but he still made his threats. So I think that's a thin line there.
No, it's agreed. Don't misunderstand me, okay? I agree. Neither of them should be doing what they're doing, which is why we've tried to get both of them off of Twitter and all of that stuff, because they get too worked up and they say a whole bunch of stuff they shouldn't say. Okay, so that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I'm not saying their behavior is okay, but their behavior is affected by a condition. Your behavior is not. So I don't understand why it is you're acting like you have a condition.
Well, you're also under the assumption that we knew Jacob personally enough, like you do, to know that right off the bat. What we're saying is, and by you saying that you're picking on a kid with autism, you're not putting in the actual
Matt. He's actually addressing not so much the initial instance as he is the cringe track.
Right. Because he did go after him after he knew.
Now, okay.
On the cringe track.
I will happily address that. I use Jacob as a point of comparison. Did I take a small shot at him? Yeah. Was he the target of the cringe track? No. And I have no problem with that. Now, was it incorrect to pull him in? Possibly. I've had issues with Jacob Navo. He knows I have issues with him, and he's called me out before. After the initial stuff, I haven't addressed him solely because, again, he's got a problem. Was it a target, though? No, he was not. He was using a point of comparison to make Thrax look even worse. And if you think that's me targeting him, then by your standards, yes, you are correct. I'm a terrible person. But I've also claimed to be a terrible person on many occasions.
Well, I mean, I don't so much think that you're a terrible person. I just think that you're a weak person.
You can think that all you like. I mean, you're entitled to your opinions, after all.
Okay.
I mean, look, if you're going to tell me I think you're a weak person and expect me to go, God, you're right, I'm terrible, that's never going to happen. You come from a different thought process than I do. And because of that, I may or may not see things the way you do. If you see me as a horribly weak individual, then that's your call. I don't think I am, but everyone interprets things differently.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and hop out. I just think that so far, all I've seen you do is go after two kids with autism. So I'm going to go with you're pretty weak.
Okay, whatever you feel like there, Water Jabbers. You have a great day, man.
Yeah,
Glad
you
you
guys
come
have a
on.
good day.
Thanks for coming on.
I'm not going to sit there and spurg out because some guy I've never met before and don't interact with thinks I'm a bad person.
All right. Well, we are running long, which is fine. We started late, so that's cool. But...
Real late. Okay, we're not having breakfast. It's not caffeinated die for breakfast. It's caffeinated die for brunch. I mean, by the time we started, it's literally lunchtime here.
Yeah, it's past lunchtime now. So, all right. Thank you guys for joining us. It has been a interesting stream, to say the least. My name, of course, is Matt, and I've been joined by my two co-hosts, Zach and Taylor. You can find links to their YouTube channels and their Twitters and everything down below. So I I apologize from bottom of my heart for starting as late as we did. So there's that. And hopefully next week we will be back on schedule and do everything the right way. So I hope you had fun.
I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say. Fuck.
Well, now you got to save it till next. You know what? No. That's your punishment for doing the goddamn beep through the entire goddamn show. So thank you very much.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where this fucking beep's coming from.
Thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day.